What's up guys, Jeff from Sorta Healthy here. As the title would suggest, today we're talking about ChatGPT and what effects it could have on the personal training industry. Will it have a negative effect on in-person or online personal training? Could it be helpful to trainers? We'll cover that and more very soon. For those who don't know, ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence chatbot that launched in November of 2022, but had a recent update to version 4 in March of 2023. Regardless of how you feel about AI, artificial intelligence, it's hard to not be a bit impressed with what ChatGPT can do. On the subreddit Our Personal Training, a fellow trainer posed this scenario to ChatGPT. I'm going to paraphrase here a bit, but basically the guy in question has been working out for 7 or 8 years, is currently 195 pounds at 13% body fat, and wants to get to 10 or 11% body fat by summer. They ask, should I start dieting now or focus on adding some muscle and worry about getting lean closer to summertime? ChatGPT's response is, well, pretty good. It's a little bit long and drawn out, but it's almost exactly what I would say to someone as a trainer of 10 plus years. And responses like this upcoming one are why some people in various different industries are starting to fear for their jobs. In this case, the right technical information is there, or the 250 to 500 daily calorie reduction. The focus on increasing physical activity and protein is there too. There's also good advice about muscle building here too, as it gets into talking about caloric surpluses as well. I think what surprised me most about this ChatGPT response was the delivery though. The AI put this response together probably in a very short period of time, and it did it in a surprisingly personable way. If an AI starts to become more personal than us, personal trainers, well, yeah, maybe then in that case, we do have a problem. You know what shouldn't be a problem though? Liking this video and subscribing to the channel, of course. In all seriousness, that does really help us out over here at Sorta Healthy, and it's what allows us to keep making free content for all of you. Thank you very much for that support, everyone. Back to talking about robots. I mean artificial intelligence. I actually mean job theft? Do I actually think ChatGPT will have a negative effect on the personal training industry? Will it take away any personal training jobs? The short answer is it will have very little impact on what most of us trainers do. In its current state, actually, even if it were significantly better than it is now, I repeat, ChatGPT will have very little impact on the average personal trainer. There may be a few exceptions to that though, so let me explain my full thoughts on all of this. Although ChatGPT is impressive, it can't really help the average personal training client with what they need most: accountability. Ask any personal training client who's been doing personal training for a little while what it is that they feel like they benefit from the most when it comes to doing their actual sessions. As trainers, we like to think our expert programming, good advice, hell, even stunning personalities are what keep the clients coming back. I have many long-term clients who've been training with me for 5+ years, and when it comes to my services, guess what it is that they value the most? Again, I can sum it up in one word: accountability. If I were to elaborate on that point a bit, I rarely, almost never cancel sessions. I set my clients up with consistent, reoccurring times whenever possible, and I constantly encourage my clients to stay active pursuing their goals. Again, all of that stuff really just equals accountability when you think about it. Honestly, just having the appointment time and another human being waiting for you at the facility is huge. I can't tell you how many times I've heard a client say something like this: I like you and your workouts and all, but honestly, just having the appointment time and knowing someone else is waiting really helps to keep me on track. So let that be a lesson to all of you trainers out there. No matter how good you get, accountability is still your main selling point. That's why people buy your service, and even more important than that, that's why they'll keep buying. That is, if you're good at your job. You do need to be good at your job too. So until an AI can hold you accountable in the same way that a person can, your job is safe. And that's not even getting into all of the other benefits that working out with a human trainer can provide. As we all know, we do a lot of other good things too. I think all of this applies to online trainers / coaches just as much as in-person trainers. The best online coaches provide a good amount of accountability as well. Taking a trip down memory lane, if you've been doing this job for a good while like I have, there have been a few things now that have been supposed killers of personal training. When Beachbody was putting out P90X, Insanity, and all all those other videos? Back then, some trainers thought those sorts of products were going to harm the training industry. Obviously, they didn't. More recently, Apple released the Apple Watch and a bunch of exercise programs that people can do at home. Good ideas on Apple's part, but again, that stuff didn't affect training much at all. Even more recently, Peloton exploded, which of course was amplified by the pandemic. But what's happened as the pandemic has started to settle down? Peloton and all their products have become quite a bit less popular, and personal training has rebounded just fine. At least in most locations it has. My studio is busier than ever, and I'm hearing the same thing from trainers all over the world. There's only two areas where I could see ChatGPT having a negative effect on trainers' ability to make a living. If you run a small business and you heavily rely on a Google ranking, aka people typing personal trainers near me into a search bar and your business pops up, then ChatGPT could negatively affect your standing as a local business. This is because as of right now, the only thing ChatGPT is really a threat to is Google. A percentage of the population will use ChatGPT as their search engine instead of Google. So if you're a trainer and you work for yourself, consider beefing up your presence on the Bing search engine as it's integrated with ChatGPT. The only other trainers I could see being negatively affected by an AI like ChatGPT are trainers who are very into selling programs but don't provide accountability. Again, the big advantage we have over an AI is the accountability piece. If all you're doing is selling programs and you're not offering things like form feedback, help with nutrition, lifestyle advice, etc., then yeah, in the next few years, it's possible that some people who would have bought your program will just have an AI like ChatGPT make their program instead. How likely is all of that to happen? Honestly, I don't know. As of right now, skilled trainers still seem like they're the best at making programs, but more so when some level of customization to a specific person's needs is required. I could definitely see ChatGPT and other similar AIs tackling simple basic programming very well. But anyways, the main takeaway here is that ChatGPT or any other AI that's likely to appear soon will have little to no effect on your job, at least in a negative way. You could be replaced someday, but it would almost certainly take a much more advanced AI that could hold people more accountable. Now that we've covered the potential negative effects that ChatGPT or other AIs could have on the industry, let's talk about some good things that could come from ChatGPT as well. There are a few ways in which ChatGPT could be useful to you as a fitness professional. One, it could help you to create legal documents. When you're a trainer, it's important for you to have documents like an informed consent, health history questionnaire, and PAR-Q. These forms help to alert you, the trainer, to any potential issues a client could have. At the end of the day, they help to cover your which is a good thing. Although you can download these sorts of forms for free on sites like mine, if you want to create your own, you can have ChatGPT help you with that. Whether you download my forms, anybody else's forms, or if you use forms created by ChatGPT, you should have a lawyer look those forms over before you start actually using them with clients. ChatGPT could help you get your actual clients' answers to certain questions too. A lot of times clients ask the same basic questions. ChatGPT may help you, the trainer, answer some of those questions more efficiently. Obviously, if you're responding to a client's question, let's say someone you're training asks something like, how much water should I drink in a day? If you're going to answer that question with a ChatGPT response, make sure you read it over carefully first. Sometimes these ChatGPT answers require some editing. The third way in which ChatGPT could help you out is that it's another way to get discovered as a trainer. Google has had a stranglehold on the search engine world for a good while now, but as ChatGPT grows in popularity, like we said before, it will most likely steal some of that search volume away. This isn't great news for existing business owners like myself who've been killing the game with local Google search this whole time. It's too early to say, but the rise of ChatGPT could represent a new opportunity for newer trainers to get found in a local online search. How big of an impact will this have? At this point, no one really knows, but it's all interesting at the very least. Things are probably going to get shaken up a bit, whether we like it or not. Like I said before, if you're starting a training business and building a website, make sure you don't only focus on Google. They're still the top dogs, but things are definitely moving in a few different directions. Anyways, do you guys have any questions about ChatGPT? Better yet, have any of you used ChatGPT to do anything interesting? Make sure to leave any questions or comments about any of that stuff down below. I want to hear what you guys think as well. Also, if you haven't done so already, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, because both of those things really do help the channel to grow, and that does allow me to keep making free content for all of you. Thanks for watching, everyone. Until next time, stay sort healthy.